Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video I will show you an image with the president of Ukraine, Mr. Volodymyr Zelensky, in front of a painting portraying the Kremlin burning. And the Russians are very upset with this, and I think this painting is in Zelensky's quarters. So the Russians are upset about it. And people say, why are you upset about, just a painting? Well, first, this was published by Times, by a guy called Simon Shuster. The other guy is Zelensky. So I want to point out first that this is an, how should I put it, an operation conducted by one particular entity in order to shape our opinion. And these are the guys, the experts, and the guys who are the face of reality, supposedly. So, let me show you the picture. This is from DPA International. Moscow outraged at time image of Zelensky in front of burning Kremlin. A photo of Ukrainian, again, he's not Ukrainian, but whatever, President Volodymyr Zelensky posing in front of a painting depicting a burning Kremlin published by Time magazine provoked anger in Moscow on Tuesday. And I'm quoting, "This probably best shows the level of intellectual development and the internal state of those who posed for photos like this," Peskov said of the photo published by US magazine on Monday, according to the TASS state news agencies. All right, so this is Time magazine, and we have this one right here. Dzhabarov called the picture of the burning Kremlin in Zelensky's office stupid. So this guy put it in his office. Who's this? Simon Shuster. Is Jewish, obviously, and promotes this guy, Jewish, about burning Kremlin, non-Jewish. Zelensky constantly apologized for his luxury and repeats that he would prefer to throw out the furniture, tear down the pilasters and paint over the gold leaf of the ceiling, Shuster says. Only in back of his office is there a space where Zelensky feels at home, a small room with a single bed and paintings that he chose himself. The one above his bed depicts a Russian warship sinking in the Black Sea. On the other, there are Ukrainian troops fighting in Russia. In the third, Zelensky's favorite, the Kremlin is engulfed in flames, write a Western journalist. Shuster is not a journalist. Right there, right? So, let me show you the picture, correct? All right, let's go and see it. Right there. So, these are the Ukrainians fighting. And this is the burning Kremlin. This is what this kind of people would like to see the Russians or happen to the Russians. Why? Because they were kicked out of Russia and they don't like that a bit. Let me put it with the baboon in the frame right here. There you go. So when would that have happened? I tell you. But you see, this is the mausoleum of Lenin. Right? So this is not something that is, how should I put it, it's not something that happened when Napoleon was in the Kremlin and he was waiting for Kutuzov and fight. It's done something in their imagination, something they are having dreams about. Now, if you think that that picture was just, how should I put it, picked by chance, I don't think so. And I will tell you exactly why. If that are his quarters, a place where he stands in his little room, well, we all, as humans, when we make a tattoo, we want something that expresses something that we like at that point. I don't know, a dick or something, or a woman or something. Or for instance, I have here, and on my wall, as you can tell, that's Miyamoto Musashi. I painted that. And with obviously a katana, Musashi katana. So obviously I have something about Musashi, I have something about Japan. Over there, the white bust over there, there's Vlad the Impaler, right there. Then that's a bonsai. That tells you I have something for these guys. On the other side here, I have, I don't know if I should turn around or not, but hey, let's try. I have, right there, Napoleon Bonaparte and Vladimir Putin. That tells you something about certain things that I like to have around me. Again, I have this kind of watch and I don't have other kind of watches. I have something on my necklace here that represents something. And the paintings you pick to hang them on your walls, like swords or other things, or paintings, you have them because you believe in those, you like those. So the fact that this guy has that painting on his wall tells me that he is fantasizing on that. Now, it's not because he is, for Ukraine and all that. I don't believe that a bit. I don't believe that Zelensky has anything to do with the Ukrainians. I think he takes a shit on Ukrainians whenever he can because he's an outsider. He's an alien. I think he hates the Ukrainians for what the Ukrainians did to them, during the Second World War and after, let's put it this way. And the First World War, however, in between the wars, however you want to take it. And he hates the Russians because the Russians kicked them out of Soviet Union and then Russia, little by little. Why? Because they were having Russia by the balls. And all these Zhirinovskys and Barakovskys, and they got out. What's his name? Abramovich's, they got kicked out. That's why they hate Putin. And they hate everything that's what's not theirs. They are destroyers, I think. So here is Zelensky Stein celebrating the burning of Moscow. And that's not Napoleon's Moscow. If you remember, Napoleon got to Moscow, the Kremlin was empty, and he sat over there for about a month. And after that, he burned the Kremlin, or it was just a fire who broke out. Doesn't really matter. But that's not it, because that's Lenin's mausoleum in the picture. I want to show it again. So Lenin mausoleum is for Lenin. Lenin died in 1924 or whatever he died. Doesn't really matter. I am not a fan of the non-Russian Lenin. Right. Remember, Lenin's name is Ulyanov. He was Russian, maybe at best 25%. So 1/4 maybe Russian. So the Bolshevik Revolution, the Russian revolutions, as some people incorrectly put together, was not conducted by the Russians. It was conducted by Lenin, was conducted by Trotsky, his real name is Bernstein, and others, my friends. You want Stalin, Georgian, his name is Djugashvili. So all these three pillars of the Soviet Union were non-Russian, all of them. I mean, Bernstein, okay. So my friends, you have this guy who fantasizing about burning the Kremlin. And the Kremlin is upset about it. Maybe not upset, but it's a very good statement here. I like that when the guy said this emphasizes the intelligence level of these guys. This probably best shows the level of intellectual development and the internal state of those who pose for photos like this. Well, hatred obviously coming from this guy. And that's promoted by whom? By Simon Shuster. You can't make shit up. Don't connect any dots. No dots. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.